Hi everyone, so we're going to do another practice today. We're going to be starting off with working on a little bit of our balance and coordination. So all we need for this one to start off with is just a football. As I said previously, ideally we need to be using a ball size that's appropriate to how we play. So under 9s we use a size 3, 10s and 11s if we can use a size 4, and size 5 for the older age groups. Obviously if you haven't got the right size ball, that's absolutely fine, use what you've got. For instance, all of my balls are with another coach at the moment, so I've only got size 3 balls, so I'm going to have to work with that. Again, it's a little bit windy out here today, so the volume might not be great. I have ordered a microphone just to get a little bit more professional, and so hopefully the sound quality will be a little bit better in some of the future ones. And hopefully I won't chop the top of my head off on these videos. Trying to get a little bit better with the editing. So like I say, to start off with, we're going to work on balance coordination, and all we need is a ball. So this is ideal for goalkeepers, but also for outfield players as well. So we're just looking at how we can work some of our different muscles and just try and get that coordination in as well. So first exercise is just going to put a ball down here in that middle section. Just going to stand to one side of the ball, and all we're going to do is stand on one foot, get our balance really good with this leg slightly bent, and then we're going to try and jump over the ball and try and land and hold that balance for 5 seconds, and then we're going to come back the other way. So just an example, here we go, jump over and see if we can hold that balance. We do it for 5 seconds, awesome, and then back the other way, and then back the other way again. So this is trying to work our quad muscles, so this part of our leg here, and also the springiness from our toes as well. So can we get a little bit of spring, a little bit of power to get over, but when we land, can we try and get that balance really quickly and then hold it where we can as well. So I'm going to try and do 5 to 10 of those backwards and forwards on our really strong leg, so our favourite foot first, and then we're going to try and do it on our less favourite foot as well, see how that works out. So I'm going to have a go now and see if I can do it. Remember, it's about not how quickly we do it, but how we can control our movement, so when we land and we plant our foot and we can hold that for as long as we can. Just think about that balance, really important. It's that balance piece we're looking for, and that power to get over the ball. So can we get a really good height and movement across, and then can we hold it for as long as we can. Ready? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go for 10 if you want to. Then on the less favourite foot, 1, 2, oh, almost, 3, 4, and 5. So don't worry if you fall over, if you can't hold it. It's all about practicing. As I said, it's just trying to get that coordination and balance going really well, as much as we can, and to work those muscles. What we can do as well is, if you have got a brother, sister, or if mum and dad have some time as well, or whoever's in the household, what we can do is every time that we land, we hold it for a couple of seconds, they can then throw a ball for us to try and catch as well. Now I'm on my own today because the kids are working and doing their schoolwork, but what I mean by that is as soon as we jump over that ball, if we've got a second ball, can they throw that ball at us, and then can we catch it, throw it back to them, and then jump over the ball again. If you've only got one ball, then you can use anything to jump over. So it doesn't have to be a ball, it could be a cone, it could be an obstacle, it could just be a line that you put over the floor. So it doesn't have to be the height of it necessarily, it's really about jumping sideways and just getting that balance in place. So I'll do it again and pretend I've got a ball. So here we go, I would hold it, ball would come in, catch it, throw the ball back, go over again, get my balance first, and then catch it, throw it back, and go again. So for the person who's going to throw the ball, let the person who has who's doing the jumping, let them get their balance first. What we don't want is they're starting to jump and the ball's coming to them straight away because they'll go all wonky. So let them get their balance, throw the ball in and let them catch it. So that's the first thing to try. And again, you practice one every day. Like, really, really good for all players, no matter where you play, but really good for goalkeepers as well. The reason it's good for goalkeepers is it helps us to get that power in those quad muscles to be able to launch ourselves to make saves in different directions. So really, really good practice one. But it helps everyone get the power in their legs for different directions when they're running, etc. as well. So next one is very, very similar, but it's about our backwards and forwards movement. So we're going to start with the ball in front of us. Our knees are going to be slightly bent again, and we're going to jump over the ball. Make sure we've got our balance once we've landed, so try not to get all wobbly. Then we're going to go backwards, and forwards again, and backwards again. So nice and easy one, hopefully. So it's that backwards and forwards jumping. Once you're confident with it as well, try and speed it up a little bit, but try and get your balance when you land. So don't make sure that as we speed it up, we don't lose that balance. So we're really looking for how good we can do it. The speed is a secondary thing, but if you can make it faster, awesome. If you can't, we're looking for how good a quality of jump that you've got and how that landing is and that balance piece. Okay? So the third part of that is again a bit of combination of those first two drills. We're going to be using our hopping, and we're going to go backwards and forwards rather than from side to side. So starting with our favourite foot behind the ball, and this time we're going forwards, holding it where we can, and now we're going to try and hop backwards. So this one's quite difficult. Hop backwards. You might need to do a little bunny hop if you need to. Let's see if we can try and do it in one if we can. Forwards, make sure we've got that balance, hold it for a few seconds. Then backwards, hold it for a few seconds, and then forwards. Once we've done that a few times, we're going to do it with our less favourite foot. So for me, that's my left leg. So forwards, get my balance, hold it, and then backwards, get my balance and hold it. So if we can, let's try and do that 10 times on each leg, and then take a rest. Okay, so that's the first practices that we're going to do. Have a little break once you've done that. Go get a drink of water, particularly if it's not hot out, and give yourself a bit of a break. And then we're going to go into one which needs a little bit more energy. So we're going to be using our speed here, and also using our eyes and our listening. So behind me, I've mapped out 4 cones. If you haven't got cones, don't worry about it. Use 4 different objects around the house, but see, they need to be different colours ideally. So it could be bits of clothing, so you put a t-shirt or a jumper down, different colours, or anything else. And you want one colour at the front, one at the back, and then one either side of us. And we're going to start in the middle of that grid. So it's almost like a diamond shape in front of us. What's going to happen then is we are going to get someone around the household if they're around. If they're not, we can make up a colour in our head, and they're just going to call a colour for us. So it could be, in my instance, red, yellow, white or blue, and they will call out a colour, and then we'll do an exercise to that colour. Now, if mum or dad aren't free because they're doing work, or brother or sister are all busy, etc., then just in your head think of a colour and go to that colour instead, okay? And just mix up the colours as you go along. So we don't need a ball for this first part of the drill. Just move that out. So all we're doing on this one is I'm going to go and touch the cones when a colour's called. So if I call red, go to red, and then straight back in the middle, okay? So I'm going down, I'm touching the item, so I'm trying to get low, and ideally, with my body shape, rather than going up to it and doing this, because I want to do it nice and quickly, I'm going to try and get low down, so my knees are bending, touch the cone, and then come back the opposite direction as quickly as I can to get back into the middle. Again from the side, if I'm going from the side, try and get down nice and low, my knees are bending, and then I'm coming back into that middle section. So what we're looking for is how quickly can I touch that cone and get back up. And the best way to achieve that is by using our knees to bend down towards it and then spring back up really, really powerfully. Now if we're stood straight up and our knees aren't bent, then we can't use that power because our legs are already going to be too straight. So instead of this, we're going to be down as low as we can, touch it, and then power back up to get back into the middle. Now, if you're feeling really energetic, or if mum and dad want to burn off loads of your energy because you've got too much energy around the house, then you can make the grid a little bit longer, so your sprints are going to be a little bit longer. If you're feeling less energetic, then make the grid a little bit smaller, okay? So we're just going to do a little practice here. Again, I've not got anyone with me today, so I'm just going to make the colours up in my head. I'll call them out so you can hear them, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to go red, blue, yellow, red, white. So you've got the idea there. Now we kind of want to do that for a good few times round, so really using our energy, so it's that stop-start change of direction. And the reason we want that change of direction is it happens a lot in a game. So we could just say, let's go and have a little run around the garden or run around the park if it's safe to do so. But actually, that's not what happens in a game, is it? So our direction is always changing, our pace is changing, and there's lots of stopping and starting in football. So we're trying to replicate a little bit of that in this practice. So stop, start, change of different directions, and different types of body movements. So try and do this for about a minute or until you feel a little bit tired. Have a rest, and then you can have another go as well. A little challenge that you could do with yourself as well. So if you've got someone around with you who's going to be calling the colours, if they've got a mobile phone or a watch or something like that, see how many cones you can touch within a minute. So set a timer, go for a minute, get them touching a cone, and they'll call the colours every time you get back into the middle. See how many you can do. I did this a little bit earlier, just a little practice, and I managed about 15. So I was quite slow, but my grid was a little bit bigger, making excuses already. But see how many you can do if you've got the time to get someone to do it on a timer basis. Okay, so we're just going to progress this a little bit. We're going to do the same drill, but this time we're going to work with the ball. So starting in the middle, every time we hear a colour being called now, what we're going to do is dribble the ball. It can be both feet, it can be 1 foot, whatever you prefer. Going round the cone and then back into the middle section. Next colour's called, and then we can dribble around the next cone and then back into the middle again. Now, ideally what you can do here as well is use different parts of your foot. So rather than just dribbling with the inside of our foot, can we use the inside, outside, the toes, and also the underside of our foot? Using the different parts will help us kind of replicate again what we're doing again. So can we use those different parts of the foot? Try and keep the ball really close to you, so don't just push it really far in front and you're having to run around it. Take your time to start off with. So the ball wants to be really nice and close to us, nice, tight, under control. If you feel like it as well, just put some skills in there as well. So when you go around the cone, if there's a skill that you like to do, maybe it's a Johan Cruyff turn, a little drag back or a drag over, then use those as well. Okay, so you're going to start to do this with your favourite foot, and ideally if we can try and do about 15 of these with our favourite foot to start off with. Once you've done the 15 with your favourite foot, then comes the hard part of doing it with your less favourite foot. So you repeat the whole thing over again, those different colours being called out, but this time we're going to work with our less favourite foot. Okay, so for me, that's my left foot, and I'll just do a very quick little demo now. I'm going to try and put some drag overs and use the different parts of my foot as well. I'll do it in slow motion as well so you can see that. So I'm going to start off with yellow, so I'm just going to do a little drag over to start with, get to the edge of the cone, swap foot, so I started with my left foot, I've actually then touched it forward with my right foot, little drag over back until I'm in the middle. This time I'm just going to use the instep, I'm going to use the outside of my foot, and then I'm going to drag it back into that middle section. So you can mix it up as much as you want to get to the middle section again. So that's another good little practice you can be doing. You can do that one obviously on your own as well. And I think actually in terms of the practice session, I think we'll probably call it quits there. In fact, what we'll do is one more thing with that. Again, if mum and dad are around, or brother and sister, then the other thing you can do with this is time it. So again, like we did with the previous one, if someone could sit there with a stopwatch and see how many you can do in a minute or in 2 minutes time, that'd be great. If you send a WhatsApp message to me or post on the YouTube video how many you managed to do within that minute, we can kind of see as a group who's managed to get to the highest number within that time. No cheating though, so don't just put numbers on there. Let me know how many you actually managed to get do. Maybe if you've got brothers and sisters as well, you can have a race against each other to see how many each of you can do within that time scale. Okay, any questions then let me know, and that's another little practice that you can have a go with.